watching Tailgate Week, presented by
Avocados from Mexico.
What better place to do Tailgate Week than getting rowdy at the Dowdy American College? It is going to be fun because why not? Treasure Island brings us in to the Nissan pregame drive. And with that, welcome in. I had to pull Dan Mullen out of Treasure Island into the booth. Dan Mullen, Matt Berry alongside Coach. I just mentioned a second ago, both of these teams coming off the bye week. This one is huge as we continue conference play in the back half of October.
Well, everyone comes into the season, your goal is to win a conference championship. That's all you talk about in the offseason, worry about what you can control, and that's winning that title. They both are in position to do it, and this is a huge step on that path.
One of these teams, SMU, comes in here on the road, loving their quarterback situation, and the young Preston Stone continuing to develop each week.
Yeah, and when you get to watch Preston Stone, the leadership, the character that he has, the moxie. He came and said hello to us out there on the field. You can just see the confidence he has. But he is a gunslinger. He can make all the throws, change his arm angle, wing it around from all over the place, drop dimes down the field. He has led Parrish High School to 4 state titles in the Dallas area. He's a winner. He's going to be exciting, and you're going to see him make plays like this, where he extends, can change arm angle, and make great throws.
As for East Carolina, I mentioned their record coming in 1-4, but they told us, Mike Houston during the bye week, they wanted to start over and go on a little bit of a run because they believe they've got the young talent.
They do. They play great defense. They need to get the offense figured out a little bit and get comfortable and get rhythm, and that's what they want to try to find tonight.
They will look to play off their home crowd. Kickoff from Dowdy Ficklin Stadium is coming up next.
I'm good, Tim.
Here, let me get some of those.
Nope, I'm okay.
I'll get the... Keep her coming, nice and easy.
Hey, we're gonna finish this thing, all right? Me and you together.
I got you, buddy. I know you don't like the crust.
I like the crust.
I'll put it back. Sometimes people need help asking for help.
Righty, tighty.
That's not coming off.
Unit, what do you want to see out of your quarterback, Preston Stone, tonight?
I just want him to be Preston. I want him to play confident, be aggressive, spin it. Hey, the best version of him is plenty good enough.
We know we might see 2 quarterbacks tonight, Alex Flynn and Mason Garcia. How is your defense prepared for them tonight?
Yeah, we prepared for all of them. They got a couple guys that have been playing well lately. It's about us. We got to play good SMU football. We got to be physical and swarm.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Harry, thank you. East Carolina has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. So, Coach, we will see the young Preston Stone early on. And you heard Rhett Lastly say it there. Just let him be himself.
And that's a big part for him. You watch, he's a young player. He's got all the skills. He can make things happen. He can make unbelievable throws all over the place. I think they want to just see him relax, manage the game. They told us earlier, he doesn't have to make spectacular plays all the time. He can just run the offense and let the plays come to him.
As for Mike Houston, year 5 of him here at East Carolina, had a bowl-eligible back-to-back years. He's a guy that said, look, this is a place where I could build something special. They are a young team. He's hoping that time off gets them back into a little bit of a rhythm and go through some of those growing pains out here.
And that's what's huge. And they had a lot of talent on last year's team. A bunch of guys move on to the NFL that we'll talk about later. But this team, when they are young, they're looking to build confidence. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing like building confidence in front of your home crowd and everything that's going on here right in front of the Boneyard.
Late But he takes it out to the 15, and this is when we'll take a look at Preston Stone and an offense where just one game this year, Coach, that less than 10 people have caught one of Stone.
In the development of a quarterback.
There's going to be a minute before Preston Stone.
Tackled inside the 5-yard line, and that's not where you want to start a game. You have to know where you are on the field and manage the situation.
The injured player is off the field, and SMU will get the ball to start 12-yard line. First play, Stone. You see him right away. Look. He will move out of the pocket, Coach. He said he grew up in the Johnny Manziel era, and he platters a lot of his game after what he was able to see him do at A&M.
He does, and I think one of the things the coaches want to do is see him settle his feet in the pocket and hang in there a little bit more.
Threw it out of bounds, no gain, 2nd and 10. That's Jalen Knighton up the middle. He started to come on of late. Knighton.
ECU defense, you want to get the crowd involved, you want to get them hyped up behind you. You want the opportunity to create the game with a 3-and-out, playing to your strength, which is your defense. They have a big opportunity to make a play and get off the field here early.
Third and 4. Play fake from Stone. Taking a shot up the sideline, and it's incomplete. Intended for Keyshawn Smith, another one of those. It is 32. Had his crease left, ball popped out. He had some space there left, and his teammate was able to fall on it. We'll see if they ruled him down.
There's been some exciting special teams plays here early.
Yeah, he's down.
He's down.
So you saw the elbow come down. That's what we'll bring out the East Carolina offense. Have a bit of a situation at quarterback. Alex Flynn, the starter. The great Holton Ahlers has moved on. And Alex Flynn, a guy that's been a backup coach, they like him to distribute the offense with the way it was intended.
Yeah, and that's what he's been able to do coming in. Didn't start the season. You know, they have Mason Garcia, who we also expect to see at quarterback and coming in at some point tonight. But Alex Flynn, they brought more stability to this offense and more
But slow starts have been what has held this team back offensively. We're hoping to reverse that trend tonight. So no gain, 2nd and 10. And again, Harris up the middle. A good job by SMU. Who, by the way, this SMU defense, they may not have been known in the past for their defense. Right now, 1st in total defense in the American and 2nd in scoring. This has been a good unit for them to start the season.
Absolutely. They have some great players up front. They can rush the passer. They can after you. You're going to see they're going to play a 4-down front. They'll get into some 3-down, but they play 4-down because they like the strength of their interior.
Barry Sanders Jr. in a gain of 4, and it looks like East Carolina is going to bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, great job right here on the defense. You see they're running a little pick, a spot corner flat, trying to create the pick on the nickel back, and they don't get the pick. He does a great job running over the top. That's Cale Sanders Jr. coming in. He's replacing Brandon Crossley, I'm sorry, that's been out with an injury. Great job making the tackle in the open field, getting off the field.
So Luke Larson to punt to Jonathan McGill. McGill the fair catch. Lets the ball go over his head, and it almost checked. Early defense. Back to Daddy Ficklin after this. This is avocados from Mexico tailgate week. 0-0 early on, second possession for SMU. I had mentioned about 7-8 receivers that SMU has on offense and they can use. That, Coach, that's a blessing and a curse.
Well, it is. You have the depth. You're able to roll guys through. You don't pay attention sometimes to the receiver coach who's on the field. He's just rolling his guys, getting reps. And obviously, Preston Stone's done a great job distributing to whoever comes open. However, sometimes you have guys you want to get the ball to, and they're not out there on the field when you look for it.
Full start. Offense. Number 1. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Luke Richmond, the referee tonight. Jordan Curley, early movement. Both these teams kind of look like they're coming out of a bye week.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start. And we know, hey, you know what? This game over the years, you look the last several years, has been high-scoring shootouts. But both of these teams have very good defenses this season.
They have not met since 2020. The last time they played was here at Daddy Ficklin. East Carolina got that win. Back it up. Now 1st and 15. Play fake to Knight, and Stone again taking a shot downfield. Has a man and
by the receiver. Rebel does a good job getting his hands back in there, splitting the hands of the receiver to knock the ball loose.
Had it for a moment. As he hit the turf, ball came out, so incomplete. 2nd and 15. Stone, quick shot. Pirate.
You know, and this is where, like we talk about, when you're East Carolina, every one of these stops that you get in situations that you're slowing down this SMU offense, it gets the students down in the boneyard more and more excited and a little bit louder every single 3rd down.
Trips top of the screen. Knighton set to the right of Stone. Here comes the delayed blitz. Stone does a good job in the pocket. That's complete. Romello Brinson, another one of those Miami transfers, and he's going to be held short of the 1st down after a gain of 11. Rebel, we've been calling his name early, also on the coverage.
Yeah, and a great job by the offensive line, picking up the blitz. Stone does a
catch at the 35 after a punt to 37. So that Pony Express grounded early. Pirates ball when we come back. Zero early 1st quarter. You always hesitate in college football because of double numbers, but we now know Javius Bond, the star true freshman running
in the tent, has had his hands on his helmet multiple times, many coaches coming over, and they even were updating his mom, who was sitting back here behind.
That was again C.J. Sanders Jr. And Coach, that's what it is for this offense, talking about the high percentage plays. Get Flynn in rhythm, see if they can't get something going. Only average over about 4 points in the first quarter. That's not going to get it done in most conference games.
Yeah, it really isn't. And they're trying, like we've talked about, they're trying to find a rhythm. They're trying to find what it is. Coach said they need explosive plays down the field.
Charles Woods was there on the coverage.
Yeah, and Sell's a guy they're really excited about. They do a great job, go 4-by-1 to get him one-on-one. A lot of contact there, battling for the ball a little bit. Good physical play. They're letting him play a little bit earlier. I like that.
Got a good view from the first down pylon cam. Another third down, 3rd and 8. And early movements.
Them, this is not where you want to be. 3rd and 13 are not situations you want to be in. Kind of opens up right now for SMU. They're going to have a lot of opportunities right now. Do they come back and play coverage? Do they come after blitz? A lot of times early, they're going to go with a conservative call here with ECU, so they're going to sit back, play coverage, rally up, and tackle the guy in front of the sticks.
So 3rd and 13, Flynn tried to stay in there, ball dropped. That was Harris, and that was an operative word to use there in rhythm. Because right now, both of these offenses out of rhythm early first quarter. 4 3-and-outs now and another punt.
Yeah, and this is not what we were expecting. Well, you know, ECU, we knew they were trying to find the rhythm, but their defense, who they've hung their hat on all year, is doing a great job slowing down with this explosive SMU team.
So that's Luke Long. ABC, Bo Nix and Oregon, number 8 team in the country, taking on Michael Penix Jr. in Washington. Tell you what, they're going to be sailgating, Husky Stadium, college game day. I would be shocked if this game started like ours and had 4 punts. Absolutely.
I'll tell you, that's one of the games I'm most excited for coming into this year and looking at it right now. These are playoff contenders. They have 2 Heisman Trophy candidates. If one of the 2 quarterbacks has a big game, they have to leave the game as the front runner for the Heisman Trophy.
Jalen Knighton in the backfield. And again, this, you can either say it's good defense or shaky offense, but that's no gain on Knighton. B.J. Davis, first man there, and Surratt Ware was there to bring him down.
And you'd love to, but I'm gonna tell you what, the aggressiveness right now of the ECU defense, I think they're really getting after it. They're playing great defense. They're giving different looks, showing some different pressures.
3rd time Stone's gone this way. It's 3rd time's the charm. It is. Knight again off the left side, and he can't get going. That was good defense. B.J. Davis there for no gain, but have another look at this catch. Keyshawn along with Romello Brinson and Jalen Knight. That's that Miami offensive trio they brought in.
And we saw them doing this drill in the pregame warm-up. We were talking about it in the field. Great job by the receiver. You want to body up the defensive back, track the ball, bring it in high over your outside shoulder to make a catch, and Smith does exactly that.
Trip formation, top of the screen, no gain for Knighton, 2nd and 10. You could see gain of 3. You could see watching him warm up. He's got a good center of trunk where he's able to move and get some. They like using him in that little bit.
And athleticism. He can run the ball. He has the size to be able to do it.
Stone over the middle to Maryland, and it's going to be close.
And that's exactly what the coaches were talking about, of not trying to make plays, let the plays come to you. Take the read, good balance in the pocket, get the first down, move the sticks.
They're going to get in and whistle that dead prior to the snap.
Timeout.
Charge timeout. SMU. It's their first of the half. Be a 30-second
Maryland
timeout.
barely got that first down, but it was good enough. So Rhett Lashley using his first time out of the half. SMU drive at 0-0 midway through the first. Preston Stone started the game 0 for 3 since 4 for 4, 59 yards. And coach, he's got SMU in a good position, going towards the loudest part of the stadium.
Yeah, heading into the boneyard in the student section, but he's faced some tough challenges already, playing on the road at Oklahoma, playing on the road at TCU. He's going to be able to handle this situation, even though this is a rowdy group down here in the Dowdy going into the boneyard.
First and 10 at the 21. Stone, shoulder fake, tries to climb the pocket, does. Has a receiver. What a play by Preston Stone. Touchdown Ponies, Keyshawn Smith. That is this young quarterback in a nutshell. Felt the pressure, stepped up, and found Smith. And SMU strikes first, 6-0. What a play. 6 plays, 59 yards. And I don't want to say it, Coach, but I will. You saw a little bit of that Johnny Manziel and his ability to extend the play.
Well, I'll tell you what, the ability to hang in the pocket is what is so special right there. And what out here, and that was a double move, design double move. He was pumped. He wanted to throw the ball to the right side of the field. He looked off, came back to Keyshawn Smith on the left side of the field. But the ability to know what's going on on the field, know what's happening both sides of the field, to step up in the pocket, not scramble, keep your eyes downfield, and make that throw is why he's such a great quarterback.
I mean, that is such a good ability to ad-lib. On that drive, Smith, 2 catches, 60 yards. I keep mentioning these Miami transfers because that's one of them, Keyshawn Smith. He was a highly touted kid coming into Miami. Rhett Lashley brought him over to Dallas with him. Same with Romello Brinson and Jalen Knighton. I mean, I'm telling you,
nice to have a lot of weapons, isn't it?
I was talking with Rob Likens, a receivers coach, prior to the game. I looked at him, I smiled. I was like, man, you got a problem on your hand. He's like, I know, and it's a good one. But they're looking for that #1 guy like they had in Rashee Rice a year ago. And we'll see if someone can step up tonight and grab that role as Hatfield from the goal line. Start the Pirates after a nice kick return by Josiah Hatfield.
Yeah, and that's how you get things going. Oh, no. No, he stepped out back at the 28. They're going to bring this back. Let's see.
So all for naught. Still a decent return past the 25. And this is when we get our first look at Mason Garcia, the sophomore from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We'll get to the quarterback in a minute. Here's a replay of Hatfield.
Yeah, looks like right there.
But this Garcia kid is fascinating. 6'5", 250. They thought he would be the heir apparent to Holton Ahlers. Started the first couple of games. Said he's been lacking a little bit in confidence, but they still want to get him in the game just because of how athletic he is.
You see they start right there with a quarterback run, a direct quarterback run, trying to get him relaxed out there on the field. When you're a young quarterback and you're a big guy and you're an athlete, sometimes great to get that first hit out of the way and call a direct quarterback run like they just did.
No gain on the run. 2nd and 10. Garcia, low snap, corrals it. Quick throw outside, dropped. Intended for Keelan Robinson. And coach, I'm just telling you, when you see 10 out of pads and 10 in pads on the field, he is a large human being.
back some confidence, you gotta help him out and catch the ball. Other guys have to step up around him.
8 plays, 9 yards for the offense. Garcia, 3rd down, incomplete. And it's going to be another 3 and out for the Pirates. Intended for Sowell, covered by Woods.
And you watch Woods squatting on the route right here. You see him breaking on the route, and he did that before when Sowell ran the stop route. Now he's jumping on him on the out route right there. He's doing a great job reading this, and ECU's going to either take some shots or double move to get these corners off him.
Luke Larson barely got that punt off. SMU rushed him, caught at the 30. Roderick Daniels Jr. brought back. And the special teams is keeping East Carolina afloat in this one, at least for field position purposes.
We thought we'd be kicking into those nets a bunch more than we have already early in this game. But SMU showed a lot of confidence offensively on that last drive.
Typically when these two teams get together, there's some fireworks. Not the case early on, at least from ECU side. Stone out of the pocket, has a wide open receiver. What a grab by Jordan Curley. Curley able to get behind the Pirates defense, and that's a big one, and here goes that Pony Express.
Quarters coverage, made a great throw, but this is what you expect with Rhett Lashley. They're going to get up the ball after explosive play, snap it as fast as possible.
Gain of 48, and they were off and running. Have another look at that pass. What a pretty throw by Stone.
Yeah, I mean, it was quarters coverage right there. They run the backside post. You just see gets right by the safety. Stone drops it in perfectly over the top. Great concentration by Curley to bring that in and make the catch play.
Curley, the transfer from Arizona State, 2nd year at SMU.
That's a new way right here to slow down tempo.
Yeah. Is it?
Well, it's on SMU's sideline. So if it was on East Carolina, that'd be the old.
Touchdown SMU. Roderick Daniels Jr. and Preston Stone is making this look easy early.
And that plays right in his deal right there. We know he loves to run around, make plays, and he did that just then, keeping his eyes downfield, making the throw. He started slow, but he's really gotten into a rhythm these last two drives.
And what you saw, too, because they know that he's got the ability to run. The defenders jumped up on that. He's like, you're going to come up on me. I've got a guy wide open for a touchdown. And now 7 straight completions, 2 touchdowns. Colin Rogers' extra point is good.
Great pickup by L.J. Johnson. But watch Stone, the confidence, eyes downfield, busted coverage. They should be in a 1-high look with a cover 3 look behind it. The safety off the corner blitz should roll into that outside third. He stepped up when Preston Stone started to scramble. And all great quarterbacks, they scrambled to throw, keeping the eyes downfield. Preston Stone did that, found a wide open Roderick Daniels for the touchdown.
You had mentioned it, a slow start. You'd started 0 for 3, couldn't, first couple of possessions, 3 and outs, but this thing's moving now. And we're seeing it like we have with SMU. There's different guys stepping up.
Well, the play that got him going was the unbelievable catch on the fade. They had a couple incompletes. They had a receiver step up and make catches, and that got their quarterback going. That's what East Carolina needs. They're trying to get confidence in their quarterbacks. They need a receiver to step up and make a play.
Hatfield, fair catch. They'll get the ball at the 25-yard line all season long. Student sections across the country have competed to be the Taco Bell Liv Moss Student Section of the Year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Hey, look who came to our game.
We have Taylor Swift here at our game as well.
See?
So there's star power here.
Don't care what's going on in the pro game tonight. We've got Taylor as well. We've also got a boneyard full of students hoping to get something going.
This is a great student section. Great atmosphere, great college town. This is Evan's a lot of fun, and they showed up tonight. I'll tell you, for this school, I mean, it is packed down there at the boneyard.
Second possession for Garcia, keeping him out there to see if they can't get anything going, and that's a good start by Harris on first down. Going to be enough for another first down after a gain of 11.
And sometimes the defense, you know, when you have a running quarterback in, they're expecting him to run ball. You see all the eyes on Garcia right there, and just a simple outside zone run play hits because the defense has talked about stopping the running quarterback when Garcia's on the field. He's a threat to run. Eyes go to him.
It's Brian Massey, injured SMU player. He's a big one. He does special teams as well. Senior out of Katy, Texas. You know, in line to gut Garcia, and then what are you trying to do to get some juice in this unit?
Well, you're talking to guys around him, say, hey, other guys need to step up. We know he can make plays, but we need somebody else to step up and make something happen on the field to help him out.
Harris, a good job initially getting away from the defender. You wonder if Garcia should have pulled that and kept it himself. Isaiah Wacobia tripped him up. The gain of 1.
And they're showing, they're bringing right now, SMU's bringing a lot of inside backer pressures to stop this inside zone game of East Carolina.
Until the Pirates show that they're a threat to go deep. On 2nd and 9, Garcia. Now that's the athleticism they like about this big kid finding Sowell. Stepped out of the pocket, threw it on the run, gain of 6.
Yeah, and that threat of quarterback run can change things, and it adds a number in the box to the count. And you see, expect SMU to come after them. They're playing zero coverage on the back end. They're going to bring the house on them right here.
So 3rd and 3. Quick throw, quick catch, first down. That's a good job by Garcia. Again, it's the youngster Sowell in a gain of 4.
And had a free rusher come off the edge. This is a confidence building play. You know you have a free rusher, you're hot, set the feet, accurate throw, move the chains. Those are
second first down of the drive, second of the game. SMU right there at a loss of 3.
and they're just really struggling picking up the inside pressure on these inside zones. SMU's doing a great job bringing backers inside, hitting gaps right now, and that's throwing off the schemes. Inside zone, you want to try to create double teams right now up front, and the movements and the blitzes is not allowing the double teams to happen. One-on-one blocks, and the defensive front from SMU's winning the one-on-one battles.
So Garcia,
and you see, this is what the coaches are so excited about. Not just his size, his athleticism that he has to go make plays with his legs, and that's what gets the coaches excited. They need someone to make explosive plays in this offense.
Bond already hurt. They lost some of that big play.
We need to see that what he's done in practice, have it translate onto the field. They said he had a great week of practice in the bye week, and this is what they're hoping to see from him.
So the offensive unit in general lacking a little bit of confidence, hoping to get that back tonight. That's gone again, brought down by Kobe Wilson. And another third down. This one third manageable. If you're an OC and you love 3rd and 2 all day.
Well, this is the interesting part of and you're in this part of the field right now. You're definitely in 4-down territory if you're ECU. So you have the thought, we want to try to power it 2 plays in a row. We have 2 power runs to try to get the first. Or do we try to play action, take a shot here down the field, knowing we're
Walker, the first one there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down and a decision after the Kobe Wilson tackle.
Great job. You're going to see SMU bring the blitz again right here. And they're going to come after him. They've shown right here. They are going to come after Garcia with this defensive front. They're running a gaps blitz, bringing double-edge pressure, and that's what they've been doing. It's been their defense have come after them.
ECU 5 of 13 on 4th down as we begin the 2nd quarter. Dan Mullen, Matt Barry, Harry Lyles with you. Coach, call the play. What are you calling here?
Well, you know what they're going to do defensively. They're going to get into a 6-1 blitz, everybody in a gap, come double pressure off the edge, play 0 coverage. So you can try to move the pocket and create a little pick route for man-to-man coverage on the receivers on the outside.
Johnson, former walk-on at Georgia, a guy that they want to target, and that's big for the Pirates.
And they bring him in motion. You can see they create the little rubs and picks. They try to get him and make the
and you wonder, we sat in those meetings and we're like, what will it click for Garcia? It's like, well, we hope so. And you're wondering now. Let's go down to Harry.
Matt, I spoke with Mike Houston at the end of the quarter. He said they've got to finish drives like this one if they're going to get back into this football game. He said once they get back on defense, they got to be more disciplined in the secondary. He said we've gotten beat too many times. They can't be having that if they're going to get back in this football game.
Harry, thank you. Just 1 of 5 on 3rd downs, and I can't tell you how many times this entire program used the word finish.
Yep.
Finish drives. Finish.
And the hard one is when you're
It was intended for Sowell. 3rd and 9, now 4th and 9, probably a little too much for Coach Houston. They bring out the field.
Yeah, and you see that they knew they were going to get rid of the ball short. They brought the pressure, a lot of different looks, defensive line stunts, inside backer pressures coming from SMU. And that's the one, though. A makeable fourth down.
49-yard attempt for Conrad to get on the board. Kick on the way. Kick is good. So Andrew Conrad, a career-long field goal, and they were able to get something out of that drive.
And that is the key. They needed to finish a drive. Even though they wanted to get a touchdown, they come away with points at the end of the drive. Got to come out, get this defense rolling.
Our next fight night, ESPN Plus, Saturday night from the Apex in Las Vegas. Prelim start 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, followed by the main card, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Need to get Harry Lyles in the push-up line. Got him on the bench press with Big John yesterday. That was Mullen. That's a live look at Dan Mullen after Dirty Dan.
Downtown Greenville.
Live look at Mullen. Keyshawn Smith had a 29-yard kick return earlier in the season. That was a long, nothing doing there, and a loss on the return. He'll be settled right around the 15-yard line as we now take a look at our game flow, brought to you by Progressive. It is the talented Preston Stone who's been making things move with his arm and his legs.
Well, with this catch by Keyshawn Smith, unbelievable. Tracking it over the outside shoulder, makes the grab against the shoulder pad, spark the offense. And from that point, it's Preston Stone and his moxie, his ability to keep plays alive, look down the field, eyes down the field while he's scrambling. And too many times have we heard Mike Houston say, they're getting behind the secondary with poor eye discipline.
So at this point, if you're Casey Woods, offensive coordinator SMU, you've got to think your whole book is open right now.
Absolutely. And you see, they have talked, they really want to get the run game established and be a tempo team.
Oh, they ruled it incomplete. It looked like the defensive back was able to hang on to that. The coaches are saying it was
Look
caught.
on the field, it's an incomplete pass. It's 4th down.
Revel says it was caught.
But I'll tell you what, give Revel some credit. You know, the one time they came after him. Let's see.
In the stadium does not have the view that we have on TV, so the boneyard is booing. But I assure you, it was.
They're not going to show the boneyard our replay.
No, they won't. They're going to let the official have it. Fooled me, fooled him. Hatfield, the punt return. So here we go, Coach. You got East Carolina got points last time. Can they continue the momentum? Down 14-3, beginning of the second.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is part of Tailgate Week, presented by Avocados from Mexico. Always good.
Give me all the tailgate. Give me all the fun. The hospitality here in Greenville, North Carolina has been fantastic. And it looks like Mason Garcia is coming out for his 3rd possession. Coach, this would appear to be his game right now. What do they need to do?
It does, and he's made some plays, but they have got to get the ball down the field. They had a 14-play, 44-yard drive. They need some explosive plays.
All right, so are you aware of the James Franklin press conference earlier this week when he just toasted a reporter for asking?
Yeah.
I agree with why not just chuck it?
Matt, you're making my skin crawl right now.
You
actually have to make some reads on the plays. Now, however, that being said,
And a scrimmage, and you see that the defense is set to where you could be in man coverage.
Yep.
Can you not at that point just check and say, no matter what the hell, we're just going to throw it deep no matter what?
Well, you have a young quarterback, so you'd have to have the mechanism where you probably would do that from the sideline at this point to let him look over it, and the coaches change the plays.
All right, so Garcia to throw here. Looks like he wanted to go deep, and then he takes it down, and he's going to get brought down.
And that's one thing this SMU defense does. They're getting over 3 sacks per game. They can get after the field. They're going to have to give them a little bit more time in protection.
The offensive line also young after spring ball. A player transferred to Oregon from up front and Auburn. So the whole unit, coach, is just trying to get some experience.
Book of 3rd and 15 plays. You know, I mean, that's not like they don't just dial those up at will. A good defense.
It's Roderick Daniels Jr. at the 30. That's where SMU will get the ball. You mentioned it. At this point right now, it appears to be a special teams and defensive plays with some tempers flaring on special teams. I've yet to see a flag on the field. They're going to let him have a little
friendly conversation out there after the
It's
kick.
football. There'll be more of it when we come back. What a history it's been for SMU. Southwest Conference, those are the good old days, 1918 to 1996. What cost them a death penalty is now a Tuesday in college. Going, because that's L.J. Johnson. First time we've called his name tonight. Gain of 2. Lewis brings him down.
And that's such an exciting time for them. You can see what's going on when the announcement was made. They've raised over $100 million. They have a brand new football facility coming in. Hey, student visitations of high school admissions visits increasing over 103% after the announcement.
Blitz coming. Stone planting that back foot, takes a shot. Skips incomplete. And that was what Rhett Lashley told us. You know, I've always said SMU was a gold mine. Let's take another look and see if he caught it before we continue that story. Love the pylon.
I love the pylon cams. The best.
So, all right, so incomplete. Rhett, look, SMU's been one of those gold mines where you recruit the kid the second time around because it's a good transfer portal school to get back in Dallas. Now, because of the ACC, he's seen his recruiting. He's getting 4 stars and 5 stars that maybe typically wouldn't have looked at SMU right out of high school.
They're coming in. They're playing in the big leagues, and they're really excited, and it's been a really exciting time for them. But he said, hey, they got to be in the here and now and take care of the opportunity to have an opportunity to win the American Conference this year.
So 3rd and 8 to Roderick Daniels Jr. He's going to be short. It's going to be about 4th and 3 and another punt. You know,
I mean, the play call, it's a good job by Stone. I know people get frustrated. Why aren't you throwing the ball further down the field? Hey, you're making your read. You don't make mistakes to give the other team momentum.
That's our 8th 3rd and out, 3 and out of the game of the 11 drives. Buchescu drives that one downfield. Hatfield inside the 20. We had one of the biggest games for you. Great idea.
Pac-12 during the day.
I have a great idea. 7 ranked teams, deepest conference in college football. Let's blow it all up.
Yeah, spread them all over the country.
Let them play everywhere that makes no sense.
Let's teach young kids that the Atlantic Coast Conference has teams on the West Coast.
Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., those are Heisman guys waiting.
Scrape outside for the quarterback. You saw right there, Alex Kilgore scrapes outside for the quarterback to make sure you're switching your gap responsibilities between the D-line and the linebackers.
Blitz coming, Garcia able to get out of it and nearly intercepted by C.J. Sanders Jr. Moses brought the pressure. And look,
they're struggling up front right here. And you see that real talented guy, but you can see they're coming after him and confusing him up front.
Another 3rd and long for Garcia. Across his body, see, that's the play that makes you go, wow. Chase Soule, I mean, there's not too many quarterbacks that can roll right and sling it across his body for 17.
Absolutely, and we talk about sometimes you don't go for it on 3rd and long. This is an opportunity where you do. They're running a clear out and a deep dig.
You wonder if this is a procedure penalty on just a young quarterback not waiting for everyone to be ready.
Yeah, they got the big explosive play and they try to go tempo, again, trying to make things happen. And that inexperience, the guys around him, they've got to continue to help him.
Try to bang one up the middle there with Edmonds. And again, if you're just tuning in or wondering some lack of explosives on the running game, Javius Bond, the talented true freshman, who they believe is their most talented player offensively, the big play guy, he was hurt on the opening kickoff and now out for the rest of the game. And so 2nd and 14, we've seen Edmonds and we've seen Harris in the backfield for the Pirates.
And that's hurt him because, you know, as they said, we were excited to watch him play. Looks like such a dynamic guy when he gets the ball in his hands and an explosive player.
And now a timeout. This game needs some fiber. A little constipated right now.
We are.
We need to loosen things up a little bit. We'll see what happens during the break. 14-3 SMU. .731 2nd quarter, 14-3 SMU. Both of these teams coming out of their bye week. It's been all Mustangs early. 2nd and 14 now. East Carolina averaging just 2.4 yards per play, coach.
Yeah, and playing behind the chains is not what gives a young quarterback confidence when they're trying to find him confidence.
We had talked about early on as pressure comes. Garcia again gonna have to roll out. That's another nice play. Soule in the open field. There goes Soule. Takes it inside the 25. Ahmad Moses brings him down. Gain of 46. And that's the good version of Garcia.
That is, and you look, the pressure comes inside again. The line's struggling to pick up the pressure, but that's what we've seen. Keep the eyes down the field, his ability to make throws on the run, and that's what they've been missing, the big play. Soule's a guy, they said, he transferred in from Colorado. They needed him to step up. He's made improvements, and they need these explosive plays.
A couple of shots of prune juice during the break, and look at what we have here. Harris, a gain of 4, brought down by Kobe Wilson.
Yeah, look at that, and then Soule's just adjusting this year at East Carolina.
I'm telling you, the good with this kid is good, Garcia.
Saying we see it in practice, we just need it to translate under the big lights.
You just want to see a big play like he just made with his feet and that howitzer of an arm. To start building that confidence now, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and in this situation, again, I think this is a 2-down situation. So this is a decision that Mike Houston's already made the call. Try to get back to playing a little bit more press man on these wide receivers.
Harris in the backfield, the motion in, option look. Harris trying to get outside, makes the defender miss. Nice play, Pirates. Woods brings him down. He's going to pick up 7. Kobe Wilson was there, missed the grab, and now it's 2nd and 3.
They got into an unbalanced look there with and then motion. Ran the shovel option coming out the backside. And some of the things you'll see right now, Garcia is starting to get a little bit more comfortable.
Kid, did he get enough for the 1st down? Looks like he's going to be just short. Brought down by Miller.
And this is where it is. In the red zone, they got to finish drives right here. This is critical. Again, this is 4-down territory for them.
Because defense has done its job. They've after that onslaught of 14, they've forced a few punts. Now it's the offense's turn.
And you see right now, they've gone to a little bit more of a spread package. SMU's got to figure out their personnel, who's on the field. They're going to have to take a timeout. They have too many guys out there.
See Lashley running down there to bang the timeout. They've got 2 left. That's their 2nd, so 1 now remaining.
And that's a situation where coach is right there. You're in a short yardage position right now.
Longer than he.
Well, you got a big guy, get him some momentum running down.
Okay, all right, look.
No, but a lot of that, honestly, the biggest one, quarterback center exchange. You're used to being in the shotgun most of the time. You want to get in that position and do what you're used to doing to execute at a high level. Here comes the double edge pressure.
So here we go. Short. Harris brought down. Nelson Paul. So now here comes the 4-down territory. They just tried to run it off tackle.
Yeah, you're going for it again.
Yeah.
And they brought it. They're going to get into, you know what they're going to play? They're going to get into a gaps look and bring double-edge pressure. So you want to have your best play call for that. I love a quarterback direct run because it equates numbers better. When your quarterback's direct running instead of either a zone read where he has to read somebody in this point or a handoff, you're taking him out.
Garcia takes it.
Power.
Touchdown. And the Boneyard finally has something to wake up to. Mason Garcia on 4th down used that big couldn't have scripted it up.
On the quarterback power, they're down blocking. What is that? Lead blocker in the play, and it equates the numbers between the defense and the offense in the run game.
Here's what I like most about that drive. 12 plays, 81 yards, long conversions, and they stretched the field a little bit because they got their athletes out in space.
They did, and they got the big play. You see, your chances increase by 20% every time you have an explosive play of 12 yards or more. You have a 20% higher chance of scoring. So if you have one, it's going to increase by 20%. 2 explosive plays, you increase up to 40% chance of a score out there on the field.
How much did Urban Meyer yell at you when you weren't using Tim Tebow on design quarterback?
The Twisted Tea halftime report. We'll check in on a showdown in the Big 12 and kind of a sneaky, under-the-radar West Virginia team. Plus, we'll have much more on that colossal battle in Seattle in the Pac-12. Trevor Matich on what Oregon
weekly plug. Stone, pressure, gets out of it, keeps the play alive, lives to throw another day down to Harry.
Matt, you saw that pressure there on Preston Stone. That was the message before they ran out here on the field. They said, hey, we're going to get after Preston Stone. Just keep applying the pressure, stay active, and finish the half.
Harry, thank you. This is going to be a big drive buster here, Coach, because SMU to start, 2 punts, then 2 touchdowns, then 2 punts.
Yeah. And it is. When you talk to Blake Harrell, the defensive coordinator here at East Carolina, he knew there was a lot on his, what he needed to do, and this defense needed to step up.
Lead flicker for the routine out route. I mean, look, he threw that all the way across the field.
That was, though,
to Jake Bailey.
You know, this is the arm talent we talk about. I mean, look at him. Just, I mean, the accuracy, dropping that ball in, falling away. The outcut on the outside shoulder away from the defender.
That thing was a little muddy, but it worked. Skips the pass there, 1st down low. Looks like they're going to rule it complete. Hudson brought down by Lewis. Actually changed their mind, incomplete. So 2nd down. I mean, when you look at time of possession in this game, Pirates 18 minutes, 46 seconds, SMU 9 on the dot. Another look at this play, clearly short and skipped.
Yeah, and that's what you want to do. You're going to play defense and control. Keep this high-powered SMU offense on the sidelines.
And keep the crowd loud. Stone again. Receiver was out of bounds, tried to work his way back in. That intended for Hudson.
They keep attacking Rebel over there, and I'll tell you what, he has stepped up and said, I'm ready for that challenge out there. Jules Montanar, their corners coach, has him ready to go play tonight.
Yeah, I would love to know percentage of passes taken at Rebel. Because it seems like every time we call it,
that's who they're going after.
Second half.
And they showed a blitz look, forcing Preston to bring the back into the backfield for protection and then drop into coverage when he does.
You get a stop here, you might get a 2-for-1. Stone across his body And it is going to be short. That was Jake Bailey, and now Rhett Lastly going to have to call a ball play here and see what he does.
But making the right call, bring the punt team on. Right now, let's try to get a stop before half and take a 14-10 lead into halftime.
Okay, so the clock's going to continue to run. 2 timeouts left. Hatfield deep to receive. Buchesky's been busy. Hatfield at the 22, and Hatfield runs backward. It'd only be more entertaining if McCoy tackled him. Loss of 3. And look, we were talking before the game to Casey Woods, and last year SMU had to be aggressive offensively, and Rhett Lastly going for it on 4th down because the defense wasn't necessarily supporting them the way that they would. But this defense is among the best in the American, 2nd in scoring, 1st in pass defense. You know that you can punt it and let these guys take care of it.
Well, exactly. You're playing against a young quarterback right now. You have a defensive line that can win with their front 4 and is a top pass defense. So in a 2-minute situation, was where it hurt SMU, having to use some timeouts for substitution and other issues earlier in the game. Because this is a situation when if you were SMU, you know that this is where you want to use your timeouts and give your quarterback, Preston Stone, a chance to make plays. But they had to use those 2 timeouts early, so they don't have the timeouts to stop and make them punt here at the end of the half.
This might give
Listen, I don't want to see Preston Stone scrambled around trying to throw a ball into the end zone at the end of the half. That's scary.
Especially with how these receivers have gotten behind the defenders early. But look, that's one of those growth moments in a young quarterback.
Absolutely, yes. And they're going to take a timeout to make sure they don't make any mistakes right here. So you can expect, you're going to see quarterback draw. Really? I'm going to go with it right now. We're going to, you know what? Hey, don't even exchange a handoff. We're going to take a quick drop, quarterback draw. If you get the first down, great. If not, protect the ball, get some yards. No mistakes. Let's get to halftime. We get the ball to start the second half.
The way that this thing started, I mean, it was 14-0 quick after there's a play where he runs it out of bounds when they're trying to run out the clock. Those are the type of things, if you're going to be a leader and a quarterback of a program, you've got to know everything going on around.
Well, and that's one for the coaches. And you don't go crazy. You get a young player, hey, come on, man, and he knows.
Maybe you laugh at it,
he knows, hey, a little smile, don't worry about it. Let's see, let's just get out of the half. Let's see, a little quarterback draw, something easy right here.
I should have bet you.
There you go.
Oh,
come on, man, what are you talking about?
Hey, look, first down. Now, do you tempo? Just don't make the mistake.
Yep.
And it's incomplete.
Now you get this situation. 18 seconds left. Again, I see this as let's just get to halftime.
Okay.
And I think it's great. You got the first down. You take the shot. See if we can get something quick and cheap to get us where we maybe could get to field goal range eventually with timeouts. Now you say, don't make a mistake. And not because they want to give it.
throw. Skips it again, brings up third down again, stops the clock. Now this is a strategy that I don't know syncing up with what we thought was happening a few plays. But he's going to be short of the first down after a gain of 15.
But SMU didn't sit back and play coverage on that play. They came after him, and a pretty good play by Garcia to keep the play alive. Take what they can do. Didn't force it, didn't take a sack, got the ball out of his hands. And that's a positive play. Even though the series didn't go the way you want, you finish on a little positive play like that. But you're encouraged, as a coach with young guys, punt, we'll play defense. We're playing good defense this game. We'll continue to put some on our defense.
So Larson's been busy all night. That ball is going to check right around the 37-yard line. 6th punt of the night for Larson. And now Preston Stone and SMU, they come out. They went 2 punts, 2 touchdowns, 3 punts.
Yeah, they started slow out of rhythm. They got into a great rhythm. But I think what slowed them down was the ability for ECU to put that long drive. You know, and you're kind of hot offensively. You want to get back out there. You sit around and wait for a while, kind of take some of the steam away.
The last 2 opponents under 100 yards, so they're doing their job against Jalen Knighton and slowing him down.
Absolutely, and when you know what, when you're a tempo team like SMU is, when you only have 1-yard gains, it kind of gets you out of rhythm with your tempo.
That starting field position of the night for SMU. So a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Stone forced out, eyes downfield. Has a receiver. That is good, and it's dropped. Omar Rogers there. That was improvising if you're Stone, and he saw R.J. Maryland just sitting back there, and it was a good defensive play to jar it loose.
It really was. That was a great job as well, what we've seen from Stone all night. Stay alive, keep the eyes down the field. Thought he had him, put some air on it for him, and a great play by Rogers to come in and separate the big tight end from the ball.
1 of 6 on 3rd down. Maryland kind of waited for it rather than attacking it and getting it. So now a 3rd down and 9. Incomplete, out of bounds. Intended for Daniels Jr. So Pirates ball down 14-10. This is Avocados from Mexico, tailgate week. You just talked about Blake Harrell for ECU. This week at 6 Degrees of Dan Mullen. Who we connected to this week, Coach?
Well, we're going to go with the young Rhett Lashley. As you see him back here, his first job as the Springdale High School quarterback coach for Gus Malzahn. I was out there, got to meet him as a young coach. He was out when I was recruiting Mitch Mustaine. They had Damian Williams. That was a loaded team, and he, a lot of his time, as everybody knows, he followed Gus throughout a lot of different stops throughout his career. He's a great mentor for him, and got to meet him as a young coach out there at Springdale High School.
That was Harris on first down. Mitch Mustaine, incidentally, ended up committing to Arkansas.
And brought
with Damian Williams.
Damian Williams with him?
The Springdale Mafia is what they called it. And then Mitch, after starting as a true freshman, ended up transferring to USC.
Yep.
One of the highly rated quarterbacks in the country, could just never get it going. But that whole Springdale era.
And that offense, Gus, you know, there's a lot of, Gus Malzahn started a huge trend of high school coaches succeeding at the college level.
Garcia, the option look. Good read to pitch. Can't get anything. Good defense by Ahmad Walker to recognize the option. And it's going to bring up another third.
Play is in this situation. You're going to go dial it up right now. what his favorite call out of the 3rd and 8 to 10 package is.
4th and 13 on 3rd downs tonight. Blitz coming. Garcia plants the back foot. That's going to get nearly intercepted. You can see it from up top right when he let go. Woods and McGill were there, and he's lucky that fell incomplete.
Yeah, and he just threw this one up. I mean, you see there's 2 defenders right there. But you're seeing he missed a throw on the read down the middle of the field.
Picks it up, scoops and scores, but it's not going to stand. They got in the way of the punt returner, Roderick Daniels Jr. So we'll wait for this to be official, but it'll be SMU ball.
Interference with the opportunity to catch the kick. Kicking team. It's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, SMU.
So that'll only improve SMU's field position. As you take a look now, I mean, this was obvious right when you saw it. They get right into Roderick Daniels' space.
That's close.
I mean, he probably had 15 seconds to pick and choose his receiver. So credit ECU for staying in the coverage. It just falls as an incomplete.
Which is important. They were only rushing 3, and so you know you got to stay in.
Stone to throw, dropped. That was his 22nd attempt. RJ Maryland, that's a couple of drops, couple possessions in a row, and now it's 3rd and long again. That was intended for RJ Maryland. That was Jordan Huff covering.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. It'll be 4th down.
That's the right call.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
just looked like good defense real time up here. I mean, and Buchevsky
I think
out.
Matt can't believe that I said it shouldn't have been pass interference, because he's heard me say that should be pass interference a lot through the years.
That probably does stand out to him. So 4 3 and outs. We've started the second half. Punts 52. ECU back.
Maddie, Mullen, this is Harold here. Welcome to Greenville. It's the greatest place in the world. Good luck at Ironwood. Somehow don't make a bogey. I don't know how you're going to do that.
Birdie putt coming up.
Get up.
Gotta go.
Get up. Yes, sir. First par, the Maddie and Mullen Cup. First victory for the coach.
I needed that win right there, but I'll tell you what, these greens out here were no joke.
Great course, great win. We'll talk about it later.
False start. Offense. Number 5. At the distance to the goal. First down.
All right, back to America's match. Mullen got the win. Par beats bogey every day. We are now 1, 1, and 2. Match all square.
All square. Great course over there, Ironwood. That's where the ECU golf team is. Men's and women's team practice over there. They have a great facility over there. Great golf tradition here at this school.
Mason Garcia going to take off and run and get that yardage back. But yeah, that is the home of ECU golf. Our thing.
College town here. You go downtown, the downtown area is a great college town. The student body, they love their football, they love their sports here. I'm sure he had a heck of a time going to school here.
We sent the cameras out to Sup Dogs.
That's going to be a hold on Parker Moore, the left tackle.
Holding. Offense. Number 52. At the distance to the goal. Second down.
Our referee, Luke Richmond, good to see he's got the microphone working. But that's already now 2 penalties on a drive where you're pinned deep in your own territory.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, this game's been a defensive battle, maybe a little more than we were expecting. So field position's a major deal, and you just see him right here. This is an inside zone play, but the back bounces outside.
To be aggressive here, pinning them deep. Designed quarterback run. That's as safe as you can get with Garcia, and candidly, it works. They get chunk yardage doing it, and now it's going to bring up 3rd and medium after a gain of 7.
That's a big play to put yourself back in a makeable situation, again, that your young quarterback can handle. Right here to open up the playbook for him. Now, one of the things you haven't seen here as much is that those quarterback runs in this situation on the 3rd down, but again, you see them keeping the tight end in the formation. They've done that because they've had a tough time protecting, maybe a little bit more max protection here.
One-on-one coverage down at the bottom of your screen. Garcia tries to fit it in there, and it goes incomplete. Going to force another punt. Isaiah Wacobia was there.
Looked like a little confusion. They had the ex-receiver running a drag across the field, and he kind of steps right in front of the tight end where they're trying to throw the ball. A little bit of confusion with the spacing on the route of the receivers right there.
Plus, the place to go to for all of your AAC conference needs. Saturday, our college football game as Charlotte hosting the Midshipmen, 2 Eastern. Also get an all-access look at the FAU men's basketball team as they try to run it back. And ESPN Plus, the home of the American Fall Championship. Sign up at ESPNplus.com/AAC.
And the penalties on that last drive, not getting first down, is not what you want. When you're playing great defense, you don't want to give an explosive offense like SMU a short field to get confidence going in this game.
best starting position for SMU tonight. The play fake to Knighton. Stone looking left, comes back to his right. Can't get out of the pressure, and a sack for the Pirates. Combine it with Jeremy Lewis and Chad Stevens.
Domination, and a lot of it's going to, you got to give credit to the secondary. Stone has nowhere to go with the ball. He's holding on to the ball. They haven't been able to establish a run game either.
It was Jalen Knighton on the run. You talk about lack of running. Going into that carry, they had just 17 rushing yards. Again, last week against Charlotte, the last game out, 228 yards. He had to come back to the ball to Roderick Daniels Jr., and that's going to fall incomplete. Now they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, and Preston Stone's going to want this one back. He had him beat by 3 or 4 yards, and he has the strength. You know, we've seen him make these deep throws down the field in previous game. He has the arm strength to get that out there. He's going to be disappointed with that throw. He had him beat, just a missed underthrown ball.
This is the 6th punt of the half. Buchevsky with Hatfield near the 10. It's 14-10 SMU on the scoreboard, but we're tied. punt. Leads in time of possession. They lead in total yards, and now we've got a little bit of drama here after the punt. Is that a flop? Is that a dollar?
That might be a dollar. That's a dollar right there.
That's a dollar. Kickoff your Week 6 NFL Sunday with the Countdown Crew at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN and the app. They'll have the early breaking news, stories, injury updates, previews of each game right up to kickoff, as this East Carolina program has some NFL lineage. Preston Stone takes a shot to the 30. That's complete to Curley. Was there anybody faster back in the day than CJ 2K, Chris Johnson?
He could fly.
I mean, he was a home run waiting to happen. Sprinter. You got going early. How do you get it going again?
Yeah, the tricky part is you're still winning the game, so you don't have to force things. Obviously, you'd like to get the offense really clicking and flowing, but you don't want to make a mistake. You're still winning this football game, so stay in position and keep playing winning football.
That snap was low. Stone's playing a little backyard football now to see if he can get something downfield. I think that was an all-for-naught catch by Hudson.
Really impressed with the discipline of the secondary, the linebackers and secondary of ECU, because you know, coming into the week, you know Stone's a guy that can extend plays. Yep. And he does a great job of improvising when the play breaks down, and they have been disciplined all night long, staying in coverage.
So SMU on the night has struggled on third down conversions, just 1 of 9. 3rd and 7. Pressure. Stone avoids it. Looks downfield, has a receiver, and that is just playground football to Jake Bailey in a first down Mustangs gain of 25.
And that is just all Stone right there.
Yard play kind of ignites the offense, then they take a shot.
It does, and the tempo, you know, the confidence when you have them, they get up on the ball, and you expect that. You get on the ball fast, try to get the defense sleeping out of position. They get one-on-one down the field, and Stone does a good job giving the receiver a catchable ball, which draws the penalty.
So just like that, 1st and 10 in ECU territory. Pop pass. Good defense. That was Roderick Daniels Jr. gain of 2, brought down on the play by Ra-Ra Dilworth, came over from North Carolina. Now 2nd and 8.
This is a big drive right now, both teams, right now for the defense. At this situation, they're in the red zone. You want to hold them at best to a field goal attempt. You see the team subbing back and forth, and East Carolina, smart move to slow the tempo down. When SMU subs, they subbed late, making the referee stand over the ball.
Play clock to 2. Stone gets it off. Keeps it himself. Cut.
The big thing for him this year has been trusting his process and being patient and just realizing that, hey, as long as they run this offense, everything's going to be okay.
Harry, thank you. By all accounts, I don't know if they had the ratings back in the day of Eric Dickerson and Craig James, but Preston Stone, the highest-rated player to ever commit to SMU. Local quarterback, state champion. This is his program. This is his team. This is his third down. Forced back out of the pocket. Again, improvises to the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Moochie Dixon. Devin King was there, and Stone does such a good job extending the play, and that one falls incomplete.
Such backyard football, and Mookie had it in his hands. Good job by the DBs, though, making it a tough contested catch at the end. The ball was floating around in the air for a while, but that's a win for the ECU defense after giving up a couple big plays to hold SMU to a field goal.
Colin Rogers from 38 to extend it to a touchdown. No good. No good. And the Pirates continue to stay in this one, down 14-10 with 37 seconds left in the third.
Plenty of leg, just kind of, he played the Matt Berry draw.
Man, sometimes like the Matt Berry draw.
And that one ended up in the drink.
No. It was a reason it wasn't on the Matty in the Bowling Cup. Nothing to see here. Edgar, you're losing your mind out there.
Snap infraction.
You are.
Offense.
It's okay.
Well, I'm telling you what, and
5-yard penalty.
Coach Houston and his staff talked about some of the frustrations and the lack of the confidence the offense was having. So you're trying to keep calm, like there's, stay calm. But I'm telling you what, when you're getting these penalties and starting behind the chains on every single drive, it's hard. You're battling for yards, and you're making it hard on yourself.
So now you're playing from behind, as you said, and there you go. You might get 1 or 2 on that. That's bringing up a 2nd and long, brought down by Miller and Paul.
Flynn brought the spark in the last drive, a little bit of throw game. They want to build off it.
Clock under. Night, all defense, the 4th quarter when we come back. There's going to be a lot to be settled here in the month of October, a separation month around college football. Now 2nd and 13 as we begin the 4th quarter. Matt Berry, Dan Mullen, Harry Lyles, and Flynn going to take off and run.
Put his body on the line to try to get the first down. They were saying the ball came out at the end. It looks like it did.
They got to snap it quick.
They got
it. No. Did Lashley bank?
Lashley, I think, took the timeout.
Replay has stopped the game to review the previous play.
Into a fumble.
Replay official tonight, Mike Stevens. And that's one of those plays, Coach, that happens so congested. You don't see it real time. The players knew what happened. The SMU coaches were getting told it happened. And now you look at the replay, and it's clear it's a fumble.
Yeah. And this would be the first turnover of the game, the first takeaway, and the first fumble on the season, actually, by ECU. If it is,
and
the club could be coming open on the SMU sidelines right here.
Just when we talked about a momentum shifter and a
everybody fired up and get the drive starter going. Well, you get in tough, any sort of close games, turnovers are so huge in the game. And let's take one more look at this right here.
Yeah,
it looks pretty clear that they're spending a lot of time looking at it. I'm not sure what and the clock to just make sure they get all that stuff accurate because of the turnover.
Man, Austin, could that be the delay on something so clear?
It could be. It looks like he's getting ready to make the announcement, but I think it was pretty clear that it was a fumble.
Prior to the quarterback going to the ground, the ball was taken out by the defender. It'll be first down, SMU.
So they got the bottles popping.
Club's open.
Club takeaway
is open.
There they go. Look at the Pirates last season. 3 fumbles lost, 8 turnovers. And just when you thought maybe a little momentum here, down 4 to start the 4th quarter, the first play is a turnover, and SMU for Keyshawn Smith, caught one of the touchdowns in the first quarter. They go back and revel again.
And then they might want to try somebody new.
He stepped, anytime they've gone for him lately, he stepped up. And they went for him a lot in the first half.
They did. And if you're going to do that, it's an aggressive call. They brought a safety blitz from the field with a trap 2 coverage. So they're rolling to the field receiver, playing cover 2 on him, and it's one-on-one down the bottom. Revel all by himself. And again, he's up to answer the call for this ECU defense.
It's going to be 3rd and 11 after the turnover. Knighton just 8 attempts, 14 yards. And based on field position, Coach, since there's 11 yards, does it get 5 or 6 here and leave yourself 5 or 6 on 4, 5 or 6 on 4th?
Yeah, I mean, you are, especially after the missed field goal the last time, you are thinking right now, the decision's been made. Is it a 2-play or a 1-play to get it? And Preston Stone knows that by the play call. Is it get half of it here or all of it?
Going for all of it. Answers quickly. End zone. Incomplete. Put it in the hands of Smith. And the defense does a great job to jar that one loose. Isaiah Brown Murray bringing up a 4th down.
And a great job by Brown Murray playing the ball. Look at him play the ball, rip through the hands of the receiver. That's what you get taught. You see the hands. When the receiver's going to catch the ball, you rip through.
Good. 50-yard field goal gives SMU a 7-point lead, a new career long for Rodgers. No college kicker situation here.
Never in doubt right there.
Splits the sticks. SMU up 7. What a legendary place, Sup Dogs in Greenville. Fine hospitality last night. Mackenzie and Tori provided us some good deep fried food. a couple of things. A lot of fun.
The banner's a back-to-back national champion bar.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I want that. How can I get on that committee?
Let's be clear about one thing. They've won back-to-back national championships at Sup Dogs. And Mullen did all he could to give him a third. And that's a mistake. The kick out of bounds. And a first down at the 35-yard line. And hand gestures and anger.
At the 35-yard line. First down.
So these are the quarterback comparisons. Who are you rolling with on this drive?
I think Garcia gives them an opportunity for more explosive plays. Now, if you think at this point of the game you're going to have to throw the ball down the field, you have a bigger playbook with Flynn. Looks like they're going to go with Flynn because I just think he possibly opens the playbook up more for you in confidence in the throw game.
He's a little steadier, but he lacks the wow play. At this point, you're down 7, you don't need wow, you need points. Running up the middle.
A bunch of points and make a big comeback right here. It's a one-score game. We have great field position after the kick out of bounds. Let's put a drive together, get on the board, and let our defense go play some more.
So gain of 4. Gives you a 3rd and 4, which is better than 3rd and 10 by my math. Let's see what they do here on 3rd down.
SMU's going to come after them right now. Let's see if they check with them.
Take a shot.
It was an unbelievable one-handed catch over the outside shoulder.
Rebel is...
For some reason, they keep going at him, and it's they try somebody else.
Brinson's taking a shot. Bucci's taking a shot. Keyshawn Smith has his opportunity, and Rebels like, keep coming. Now you've got a big third down, 3rd and 12. Drops into coverage. Stone down the middle of the field. Has a receiver. Incomplete. No flag on the play intended for Jake Bailey. And this ECU defense does its job again. They tried to get the linebacker mismatch on coverage, and they couldn't drop it in.
Yeah, and if you look at it, just again, a little bit there. I know, I mean, as an offensive coach, I'm going ballistic that he grabbed his right arm right there and only had one arm to catch it.
All right, welcome back. No call here on pass interference. Matt Austin, rules analyst, what did you see?
Yeah, this should have been a foul. The defender's not playing the ball at all. He's only looking at the receiver. He grabs that inside arm of the receiver. That's definitely pass interference. Anytime you go up one-handed like that and the other hand's pinned, that should.
You'll get with the ball. Flynn looks left, throws it, intercepted. Jonathan McGill, pick 6 ponies. And you know club turnover is going to be popping now. And with the way the offenses have been in this one, that could all but seal it here at Dowdy-Ficklin.
Yeah, they're popping the turnover celebration and popping the victory celebration right now.
And the boneyard is starting to empty and turn into a graveyard. Because Jonathan McGill jumps the route, picked it off, and SMU in position to get their first road win of the season, 24-10 and a 4th.
Broncos, Chiefs, and the Braves trying to avoid elimination in Philly, and they're down. Back to you, Matt and Dan. Hope you're well, boys.
SVP, stay out of the high register in that voice. I can hear it. It's close, but he's back after missing Monday Night Football, lost the voice, colds and coughs going around. Stay in that low register. He's got a busy Thursday night to break down with baseball playoffs and everything in between. Take a look at that interception, Coach. What happened?
Yeah, and you know, as they've been doing all night, the pressure's coming from SMU, a simulated pressure where the backer comes. They drop into coverage. It's a cover 3 look. They're running a simple mesh route. And you see Sal right now. He thinks it's zone, so he's going to sit down on the mesh. The quarterback leads him. And Jonathan McGill's right there. The field flat defender steps up, makes the interception. Nobody in front of him. And it's just miscommunication right there on Flynn thinking.
Defensively, bringing up 4th down.
He'll roll the punt team out again. Interesting in you know, sticking with Flynn in the situation after the interception of going back and forth. I thought Garcia brought a spark, kind of slowed down a little bit in the second half, but had the ability. I think he brings.
To win the conference. We called a Memphis game. They look good this year. Tulane, the defending Group of 6, New Year's 6 Group of 5 champion. Look, based on what we've seen out of SMU, we would agree with Rhett Lastly and the staff. They have a roster to compete.
To do it at all here tonight.
433.8 yards per game, 5th in total offense. Tonight, just 260. You could equate that to however you want, just 32 yards rushing. East Carolina's defense has acquitted themselves quite well. SMU has been up and down. They've scored 2 touchdowns and needed the pick 6, and there goes Preston Stone, and that's a good effort out of him. Get the first down by L.J. Johnson Jr. I mean, we've seen games recently where you thought with 30 seconds left, victory was in hand until it wasn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're not going to mess around. But, you know, that's what they're looking for. Preston Stone, great job. 3rd down and long. Take what the defense gives you. Take it, check down. get it to your players, and that's what you go coach off. L.J. Johnson. You make the right read. You give it to a good football player. It's his responsibility to finish the play, get the first down for you. And it's going to give him a chance to run the ball again. And they're going to coach off this running. They're going to coach hard off how the running game's going for them.
The opportunity to cut up field from Keyshawn Smith. Didn't do it. Got a gain of 1. Jeremy Lewis brought him down. You look what's in front. You see Rhett Lastly getting after him, get upfield.
There's going to be a lot of things he's coaching off of in this game right now.
And the remaining schedule at Temple looks favorable. I mean, the rest of the schedule looks favorable, save at Memphis. That's the lowest chance.
That at Memphis game will be really interesting.
Yep.
They don't play Tulane. That at Memphis, we saw them. They're a good football team as well.
Stone gets upfield. He's going to move the chains in another first down. You used to tell your players, the first 4 yards are for me, and the rest are for you.
Yeah, you get the first 4. Don't start dancing.
And, I'm sure you didn't say it that calmly on the field. Yeah, let's not say it.
Just like Coach Lashley said, hey, cut that up inside right there.
Yeah. So first down keeps this ball moving, clock moving, and perhaps victory formation moving in the next 2 minutes for SMU. The NFL, but this American's changed, as you know, because of college football realignment. So some teams went out, Houston, Cincinnati, they moved out of the league. UCF moved out of the league to go to the Big 12. Some teams were welcomed in. Now SMU's headed out. The ever-changing face of college football. But we can't be guilty, and the coaches and everybody was talking about it. We can't be guilty of a pet peeve of mine. Why?
And they're not in the ACC yet. They're in the American.
Gets up. I mean, he just dragged Taylor Jackson with him. You know, it's always fun with 2:29 left in a game. A review.
Yeah. We got it.
It's always the best.
Send him back. The knee stayed off the ground. Send him back right there.
Stone, if it stands, his 3rd touchdown of the night. Because we have him.
But this type of game, you know, if you are coming off the bye week, this is not an easy place to come play.
No.
It is not. And for SMU, and that's what their coach is talking about, make sure the guys knew, this is not an easy place to come play. ECU is struggling, but they have young talent on this team. And I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of coaching off of this film that they're going to be excited. They got to win. They did some things late. They found a way to put a team away in the 4th quarter.
The touchdown will
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
They confirmed it.
By the way,
but that's what you want as a coach in these situations. That, hey, I can get after our guys because I didn't like how we played, but we got a great win.
may I troubleshoot something real quick?
Yes.
I'm into making the product better. So we make our guy Luke Richmond is down here at this goal line to the right, on the television screen. We make him run all the way to the opposite 20 to go look at the replay. And they're on the West Coast when it's dark. So Reason the boys are up 9 a.m. Eastern, so 6 a.m. out there in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Got all the Heisman candidates out of the Pac-12. Caleb is the one-man crew for SC. Michael Penix and Bo Nix going head-to-head. Dylan Gabriel, a legacy-defining drive in the Red River to take down Texas. And steady as they come, Jordan Travis, statistically not up there with those guys, but he's willed his team to a couple of wins on the road at Boston College. They get out of Death Valley and Clemson with the win. They've got Syracuse coming this weekend. So
all eyes on that matchup for the Heisman race right there with Bo Nix and Michael Penix. I mean, there's going to be, I think there's going to be a couple different Heisman moments during that game.
Mid-October, now that we start looking at some of these matchups, this is when college football really starts to take flight, because there are some games coming up, notably in the Pac-12. The one thing the Pac-12 has to avoid this year with their 7-ranked teams and some of the matchups coming up, they can't eat each other up.
Yeah, and now they do. You're looking at some of these leagues, like we're looking at the ACC this year, where Florida State's undefeated, Louisville is undefeated, and North Carolina's undefeated, and none of the three play each other. In the Pac-12 this year, all the top teams are playing each other. It'll be a little round-robin regular season, then possibly the rematch in the championship game.
Mason Garcia back in at quarterback for ECU, down 31-10. Quick shot outside. As real-time feedback would go by a text message, I've been texting with Matt Austin saying that my idea was awful.
Really?
Yeah, monitors.
Why? Hey, how about digital change? How about digital change instead of metal change? You had that one earlier,
he said
too.
If he had to run up and down the field, so do these young guys. So basically, never called a game above the Mason Dixon. Southern cold is a different kind of cold because it's wet. It's like a humid cold. It'll bite you.
Well, Southern cold is cold because you live down south, and then as soon as it hits 50 degrees, that's jacket weather. That's
look at our December schedule here, or a November schedule rather, here on
Thursday night. We'll have some chilly games, I promise you that. I saw it.
Next week, we're taking the Thursday night loss to Marshall in a big one in the Sun Belt between JMU and Marshall. Both of them huge games this weekend. Georgia Southern, Georgia State, respectively. So we go from a big one in the American for SMU to a big one in the Sun Belt, Fun Belt next Thursday. Isn't in danger on this drive. It's 41. It's hypothetical. It's a hypothetical.
Some people talk about such things.
This day and age, if you're just sitting there adding 31 and 10 and you see 41.
Yep.
That's it.
I'm more into the punt total.
20 is the punt total. There were games last year with 24.
Really?
We did do that research. That's got 24 punts had to have come out of the Big Ten West. That has Iowa written all over it. So East Carolina, SMU tonight. They've got Charlotte at home October 21st. Then they head to UTSA in San Antonio. Tulane comes here. And the big thing for Mike Houston, this one going to the bye week. Look, they lost C.J. Johnson, Isaiah Winstead.
And they play very good defense. There's been a couple of bright spots here and there offensively for them. Certainly not enough. And what they have to do, I think, is really get to the drawing board. What is the best direction for them to go offensively at the quarterback position? Schematically, how do we put our guys in the best position to succeed and win with a whole bunch of new starters and first-year players and understanding their strengths during games?
Look, the facilities here, phenomenal. This stadium. It's coming to pick off your best players and you trying to get guys in here. Those are the new challenges that these coaches must face. But in terms of infrastructure to succeed, Mike Houston and East Carolina has it.
Yeah. And the next game for them, they play Charlotte. It's going to be an in-state rivalry game, a big game for them in the next week. And they're going to have to put this one to bed. They're going to have to rebound from it, try to find the positives out of it, and continue to play stout defense and find a way to get more out of their offense.
Should we give Lashley $1 for that timeout? 4th and 10, minute 4 left. Because you know he's going to watch the broadcast back.
Yeah. Well,
he's getting
it is somewhat dollar worthy right there. But you know they're coaching them up. Listen. You never stop coaching. I mean, you get after it. You look at every game there is, and everyone. After a victory. Well, you watch the broadcast, then you're grading the film, getting ready to go because you got to be prepared for the next day because you know what? You got another game coming.
But you can't even let yourself enjoy it.
You do for a couple seconds here and there. You saw Swamp Kicks.
I know I did.
The greatest line in it is Urban Meyer sitting there, said, boy, I get to enjoy coaching now after a national championship. Looks at the camera and said, there has never been a more untrue statement ever made. And that's every coach completely agrees with it.
If I do one thing in the booth in these Saturdays over this season as your chief of staff, it is to make you enjoy the little things a little bit more and coach just a little bit less.
It's just not, it doesn't work that way. It's not in our system.
So SMU gets the win.
Look at the smile on Lashley's face right now. Look at him, look, see, pure joy.
How would you assess SMU and their chances the rest of the way?
I think they have a great chance. I think they have a great defense, and they have a quarterback that can make plays. They got to find some stability in the run game. And if they can do that, they're going to have a chance to win this championship.